Carrie and Tommy will launch in just a second to brighten your day. With CommBank Yellow, you get discounts and exclusive experiences. More recognition for you and benefits for your business too. Say hello to CommBank Yellow today.
It's the one and only
Carrie Bickmore.
And Tommy Little.
This
Is Carrie and Tommy.
Yes, welcome to your Tuesday afternoon, and it is a big Tuesday today.
Beanies are back.
Yes, Steve Bickmore.
Yes, it was back again.
right here, right now. Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, we're back again. I'm bringing sexy back. Once again,
The Beanies are back.
To celebrate 10 years of Carrie's Beanies for brain cancer, our Beanies have now, as of 2 minutes ago, gone on sale, everybody. You're lucky I didn't say a more of a swear word then. You know I have PTSD about poppers in the
Yes.
studio when I almost had my eye taken out by one. Gosh, that gave me a real
That
fright.
one was fired directly at you as well. That was great.
Gosh, Carrie's Beanies for braincancer.com. You can grab them, or in store tomorrow at DeCuba.
And they look so great,
From tomorrow, I
Carrie.
should say. If you can't get in there tomorrow, go across the weekend.
Your-
Don't know how long they'll last though.
Yours looks absolutely stunning.
Green. What colour is it?
Green.
Colourblind man.
Green. You said
yeah.
green first, so I copied your lead.
Yours, you got a grey one on.
You said me wearing a beanie is not something should be done.
I was
Have you
giving
reconsidered?
You look great. I was giving you hassle.
Yesterday you called my head fugly in a beanie.
I didn't call it that. I just said
You
you had a
did,
large
but-
nose and no neck. It's different.
That's true. That is very true. But because it's for such a great cause, I'm going to go out and buy hundreds of them. I think you should be so happy, Carrie. They look awesome.
Yes.
And is the other one coming as well, the kids one?
Yep, we got the double pom-pom, which is the nod to our
Yes.
first ever pom-pom that we brought out. We only brought out 5,000 of them back in the day. So we brought that one back. And every caller on our show today will get a beanie as well. So make sure you get involved in the conversation. 13 10 60 is our number to call. Lots to chat about on the show today. We've got, what are we giving away in Live for Free?
Ooh, we have got a year's worth of Friday night takeouts.
Yes.
So you can go pop down the shops with your beanie on, grab yourself some fish and chips,
Yum.
find some more expensive takeout if you can, so it costs us more money and saves you more. Japanese. Get Japanese.
Yum. But up next, we're going to take a trip down memory lane.
Carrie and Tommy.
We have our first ever original beanie is up for sale. Every caller that gets on air today will get a beanie.
Yes, and of course, if you want to get your hot little mitts on one yourself in store at DeCuba tomorrow or Carrie's Beanies for braincancer.com, you can grab one right now. But Bickers,
Yes.
we thought before we move forward, we'd look back. It was 10 years ago that you won your gold Logie and made a speech that I'm sure you had no idea at the time just how profound an impact it would have. But is it true that you almost didn't make that speech?
Yes, I was very nervous. One, because I didn't know if I was going to win or not. And I decided just the day before, gosh, what am I going to talk about? And I thought I'll talk about something that means something to me that I've been meaning to talk about. And then that's when I came up with the beanie idea because Greg, my late husband, had worn lots of beanies to keep his scars covered. And I drove out to a factory to get a handful of beanies to put under the tables of all the people in the auditorium so that if I did win, I could ask them to put one on. But you've got to remember there was a chance I wasn't going to win. So then there was going to be all these tables with beanies under them. Absolutely. In case it got chilly outside. But also because I was incredibly nervous. I've spoken before about my anxiety disorder and the idea of standing in a room full of my peers, even now, still makes me anxious. And I thought, how will I get through the speech? I'll probably have a panic attack. And there was all these reasons in my head why I shouldn't do it. And right up until the moment of doing it, I almost backed out. And I'm so thankful I didn't because the reaction the next morning is still will forever overwhelm me. And I just think I'm really glad I didn't let my anxiety get the better of me that night.
I mean, you're not the only one that's thankful. I'm sure everyone in Australia, around the world, who knows or is living with brain cancer is very thankful for what you did because it started something massive, which we will talk about on the other side of this. But right now, let's just take a listen to the speech you made on that fateful night.
I know you all want to party and you all want to go to bed if you're watching at home, but I'm going to use the 2 minutes that I have up here to not thank everybody again, because that would be boring, but to talk about something incredibly close to my heart. I want to talk to you about brain cancer. I want to say to you that every 5 hours in Australia, someone dies from brain cancer. Every 5 hours, someone is diagnosed with brain cancer, and 8 out of 10 people who are diagnosed will die from brain cancer. Everyone thinks it's this rare form of cancer. It is not. It kills more people under 40, and that's a lot of you in this room, more people under 40 than any other cancer. It kills more kids than any other disease. In 2010, my husband Greg was one of the unlucky ones, and after a long battle, he died from brain cancer. Over 10 years, I watched him suffer multiple seizures a day, lose feeling down one side of his body, have his little 3-year-old have to push him around in a wheelchair because he couldn't walk anymore. He was an incredibly brave man. He was a great dad. He was a great husband. He was a great brother, and he was a great friend. But he shouldn't have had to go through that, and no one should have to go through that. And that's why I want to raise awareness about it tonight. Throughout his cancer journey, he used to wear a lot of hats and he used to wear a lot of beanies. And that was because he felt embarrassed about his scars and his head. And I used to say to him, don't be embarrassed. Scars are really, really cool. And I said, and beanies are also really cool.
And the speech goes on, but that's when I put the beanie on my head and asked everyone from all the networks to put the beanies on their heads the next day on TV, and kids to wear them to school, and everybody did, which was beautiful.
We wore them on radio the next morning, as did all the other radio hosts. Did you? As you, having barely slept from the night, came into the various hotel rooms that the radio shows were broadcasting from.
Did I come into your room and go on your... I don't remember that. It was such a blur the next day. It was such a blur. But it's so crazy to think it has been 10 years. And my aim was to raise $1 million, not in that speech. I never planned on raising money. I just wanted to raise awareness. And in hindsight, I should have tried to raise money that night, because I'm sure we would have made a lot of money for brain cancer research. But I didn't think about that. It was all very organic. And it wasn't till later that year that I set up my foundation with the aim of raising $1 million for brain cancer research, because I naively thought $1 million might cure brain cancer, which I realise now is so naive. However, I had no idea about the scientific world. I had no idea what it would take. And I realise now, 10 years on, we've raised over $25 million for brain cancer research, which is an incredible amount of money. And I'm so grateful to every single person that has bought a beanie. However, I realise now that is still a drop in the ocean. It is going to take hundreds of millions of dollars to find a cure for brain cancer. And the one positive thing that I can see, even though I did think probably by this time we would have found a cure, is that we've set up the Brain Cancer Centre. We've established that, and I never in a million years thought we'd have people on clinical trials and researchers sitting in there trying to find a cure thanks to beanies that we've sold. But there's hope. They look at me and say, for the first time ever, there is a huge amount of hope in this space. Survival rates haven't changed in 30 years. And finally, we're close to some really effective treatments, and those treatments can prolong people's lives. And in that period of time, people can get married and have babies and do all those things that, we want to do with our lives. And so prolonging people's lives just sounds like a phrase. It is literally giving life to people who have been diagnosed with a terminal illness. And so, I really, really hope in another decade, if we're still going strong, we will have found a cure by then. But for now, I just want to say a massive thank you, and please jump online and buy a beanie, and call us now, 13 10 60, if you want a beanie. We got some to give away too, and if you want to get involved in the conversation. But from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Carrie and Tommy.
Beanies are back.
So
Carrie's
exciting.
Beanies for Brain Cancer. Beanies on sale now at Carrie's Beanies for braincancer.com or in-store from Decuba tomorrow. Sky, you want a beanie?
I'd love a beanie.
Yay, one coming your way. Which one do you want, Sky? Do you want the unisex one? Do you want the green one? Do you want the double pom-pom? What do you want?
Oh, I'd love to rep the OG black beanie.
Great. We've got you down for one of them.
Bang.
Thank you so much, Carrie.
No
Thanks
worries,
for everything
Sky.
you do. It's
Not a problem.
amazing.
Good on you, Sky. We got Simon. G'day, Simon.
Hello, how you going?
Yeah, pretty good. How are you?
Fantastic. I just wanted to say to Carrie, it moved me by your speech before. I don't know anyone in this situation, but I'd like to just thank you for bringing awareness. I know I've heard this before. You know, we've heard it over time, over years. You've been doing this, but just today, it just made me to ring up and just, it's a big. I'm on air. I want one, but I'm going to pay for it.
Oh no, Simon, this one's for you. Go online and buy one for a friend.
No, yeah, I will.
Yeah,
I will.
you go do that, but this one's from me to you, Simon.
I'm not here. So
Thank you,
Simon. Away, but
I'm sure you're in a similar position to me, which although I saw Carrie's speech back in the day, it's of course been years since I heard it, and I think anyone listening, the visual of young Ollie pushing Greg around when he was 3 years old and pushing a father in a wheelchair is something that will really hit your heart pretty hard.
Even now, I'm getting goosebumps, from that. Just the emotion, that you guys are putting into it. That's why I thank you, and it's good that you're pushing this.
Good on you, Simon.
I want to make sure no one has to go through it, Simon. Thank you so much for calling in and for buying one. What about Amanda? Hey, Amanda.
Hello, how are you, Carrie?
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. It is, yes.
Well, we knew and we got you a beanie for your birthday.
Thank you. I've got goosebumps. I just listened to the last call and exactly. You do amazing for Carrie's with beanies. Absolutely amazing.
Hey, Amanda, what are you doing for your birthday?
I'm having a quiet day. I've got the day off work, so I'm having a quiet day with my daughter.
Oh,
Yeah,
great, Amanda. We'll
sweet.
give her a big hug her tight, all right?
I will, yes. It's extra special because I get to spend it with her today. And it's also a bittersweet day too because it's been 12 months since I lost my mum. So just, spending much time with my daughter and,
Good on you, Amanda.
Oh,
Look
that's
after
precious,
yourself.
Amanda.
Have a nice
Thank you.
day.
I will. Thank you, guys.
Cheers. We got Cara. G'day, Cara.
Hi, Carrie. Hi, Tommy.
Oh, my gosh. Cara, how old are you?
I'm 11.
Sweet. Did you want a beanie?
Yes, please.
A double pom-pom black one coming your way, okay?
Thank you.
No worries, sweetie. What about Kate? Let's go to Kyla, shall we? Hey, Kyla.
Hi, Carrie. How you going?
Yeah, good, Kyla. How are you?
Yeah, good. I just wanted to say you do such an amazing job. My mother-in-law passed away of brain cancer over 20 years ago now. She was diagnosed. 9 months later, she was gone. And recently, my poor wife lost her very best friend at 48 to brain cancer. And both were mums, both had 18-year-old daughters left to kind of pick up the pieces, and it's just such an important role you play with getting the, everything out there about brain cancer and how many people it affects. And I just wanted to thank you from my family to yours. Thank you so much because it means the world to so many people what you do.
Thanks, Kyla. And I don't think until you've been through it, you have any sense of just how cruel a disease it is. So I'm sorry to hear about that for your family, but really appreciate the call and thanks for your support along the years.
Carrie and Tommy. Carrie and Tommy.
For your Tuesday Arvo, it's Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little.
With CommBank Yellow, you score even more. More recognition for you and benefits for your business too. It's their way of thanking you for banking with CommBank. Ongoing eligibility and T's and C's apply.
Carrie and Tommy's live for free.
Carrie and Tommy's live for free.
Now that we've got Carrie and Tommy's live for free.
This is exciting. A year's worth of free Friday night takeout because one less thing to think about, one less hit on your hip pocket. Pretty good.
All you've got to answer is
yellow.
Should we make the call?
Use those stumpy little fingers, Jesse boy.
Hello?
What was that?
Yellow?
I'm going to accept it, Nicole. How are you?
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? Oh, my gosh.
That was real touch and go, Nicole. I was pretty sure there was a hurt at the start, but then we just needed to clarify, and it was pretty clear cut the second time, don't you reckon, Biggers?
Absolutely. I want to hear your entry, though, Nicole. Can you sing it for us?
I know the start of it. Oh my gosh, you've got me so nervous. Holy crap, are you kidding me? I've had so many calls today and people are like, what did you say? Like, sounded so confused.
I'm going to start it with you. Really?
Okay. Yeah.
Heidi.
Ready?
Pizza.
Pizza and pasta and dumplings and pad thais. Curries with naan and some burgers with French fries.
What is happening?
My favourite things. These are a few of my
favourite
You know your favourite movie, The Sound of Music.
Oh my God, is that what we're doing? Nicole, congratulations. You are in the running. There's only going to be a few of you, so your chances of winning free Friday night takeout for a year are pretty good. We'll speak to you again Friday.
Thank you so much.
We are going to make more calls tomorrow. So if you want to be receiving that call, just download the listener app and register on the Carrie and Tommy page. With CommBank Yellow, you score even more recognition for you and benefits for your business too. It's their way of thanking you for banking with CommBank. Ongoing eligibility and T's and C's apply.
Carrie and Tommy.
So I have a question for you all. How, actually, it's not for you guys.
Okay.
There's only one person that it applies to on our team. It's more for our listeners, 13, 10, 60.
Okay.
How do people with children keep their cars clean?
I don't think they do they?
Oh, they do. It's only been brought to my attention recently, and I realise I've got a 17-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 6-year-old, and I should have realised this a long time ago. But I used to just think it was funny when people would say, my car's a mess. Don't mind my car when you get in. And I'd get into their perfectly clean car and think, what?
Yeah.
My car is a cesspool of it. I've said this before. It could keep us all going for a few months at least. The food that you would find.
It might kill you too.
Yeah. Have you still got the chewing gum pile?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Well, that builds up every week. And then I get rid of that coffee cup with the chewing gum pile.
Can I just ask one question about that?
Yeah.
Who eats chewing gum out of your children?
All of us don't mind a chew.
Oh, I thought that was just you.
Nah, Ollie and I are the real chewing gum bandits.
So is the majority of
Yeah,
that
I was going to say the same thing.
chewing gum pile yours?
No, I put it in the coffee cup. He puts it on the coffee cup. I don't like pressing into someone else's chewing gum, so I lift a cup and put it in. So in my car, there'd probably be about 5 coffee cups at the moment floating around. There is so much food everywhere, like leftover food. There is like odd socks. There is hairbrushes.
These are all sounding like
a
yours.
lunchbox.
Yeah.
No, none of them are mine. A lunchbox. There's jumpers. There's a bike wheel.
Carrie, I will add something.
There's a helmet.
I will add something to this. You've obviously had us round for drinks and stuff at your house before. I have been into your bathroom and it looks nothing short of a murder scene.
Oh, is there a bike wheel in there as well?
Except if the person's blood was brown. The amount of it looks like someone has dunked their hands in tan and then and then turned the lights out and tried to find the door through.
I don't
touch.
think he means
The
my
scene from
family
Dumb
has
and
an
Dumber.
issues using the toilet. Actually, although to be fair, I get stressed when people come into my house too and use the bathroom because I never know what state it's going to be
You know
in.
what
But
it looks like? It
I want
looks
to
like-
focus on the car.
I just need one more. It looks like you've just applied tan and then a swarm of bees have come into the room. And you've tried to get out.
My car is what I'm focused on, not how much of a dare
How
I
much
am
tan is in the
everywhere
car?
else.
But I guess this is part
So
of...
my whole steering wheel is covered in tan and makeup because I apply it sometimes before I come up here to work, and then I like drip it all over the steering wheel. And I just
Carrie's
don't
the only
know.
person with a black interior and a tan interior.
I don't know how
But
people keep
here-
it clean.
but
So I
sorry,
once
here
had a
is-
rubbish bag in there, and then that gets full, and I forget to take it out. So then it builds up next to the rubbish
So
bag.
here's, but sorry, I know you think I'm
pens
getting
and paper.
off topic, but I'm actually not. What I'm trying to do as the defence is work out how much of this is actually your kids.
Sorry, it's all of the above. It's me, it's the kids. But I don't keep my house in a state of grot. It's my car. My car it's always got grass. It's always got, I haven't been near the
Maybe you should ask-
beach in months, and there was so much sand on the floor the other day. I'm like, where has that even come from? I swear somebody comes in overnight.
Should
What are you
ask-
smiling
well,
about
I
and-
just
and
think maybe
messes it up?
you pay them enough. Should you ask Jeeves and Agatha
Oh, what about
after they've
Sven?
done the rounds and Sven
Sven could
if
get
they
it
should
done.
have a
my
whirl
son,
of the car?
I pay him pocket money to clean my car, and he does a great job. But the day after he's cleaned it, it'll be dirty again. 13 cents 60. And this is not a joke, calls. I honestly need to know, Annabelle. You've only got one.
I've given you a hint before. I've
Which
said
is what?
whenever you fill up petrol,
Yeah.
throw a handful of stuff in the bin at the surf
I know,
station.
but I only fill up petrol out once a week, right? Once a day, I'd need to clean it out. Like I've got 3 kids. Like it's just gross. What, Annabelle? What do you do?
Yeah, it's all about processes. So,
what do you mean processes?
Well, my
Belle's car would be really clean.
habitual. Yeah, it is, and I get commented on it. So I'm not just saying that it's clean. People get in my car and go, "Wow, your car's so clean." But every time I get home from being somewhere, I park in the garage.
But don't
and
you have a
take
child
my
in your
stuff out
hand?
and put it in the bin, and then I unstrap my kid.
Oh, you put the stuff in the bin first before you
Yeah.
get her out.
Yeah.
How close is your bin to the car?
Yeah, but Carrie would have to leave the kids in the car for a very long time to get it all out.
So,
It's- I
okay, so
think
you just, every time you get out of the car, you take the rubbish.
Yeah, and then I have
But
a
even
packet
prim
of baby
stuff in the
wipes,
back of
and
the
if
car?
Her feet have been on the back of the seat. I'll just notice it and straight away give it a little wipe. Just get on top of it, as soon as you notice things.
I think, Carrie, what you're having described to you by me and more so Annabelle is cleaning.
13, 10, 60. If you've got grotty kids, I just need some quick tips
Oh,
on
no,
how
what
I'm gonna...
about 13 and 60? What are you blaming on your kids?
Yeah,
No,
that's good.
it's not. It's me.
Does your
Yeah.
bathroom look like
Yeah,
a,
it is
Sorry,
you.
it's not me. It's them. It's all of us, all
what a
right?
Freudian slip
Yeah, I
if I've
know
ever
it was a
heard one.
slip. I just want a clean car. I need some easy ideas.
Oh, sorry. 13, 10, 60.
I can't have people in it. I
If you
think people
clean
judge
Carrie's
me.
car.
No, I don't want someone else to clean it. I just need to know my processes.
What about, we have a number of producers here. Producer
13, 10, 60.
Producer Zoe, can we get producer Zoe on microphone just very quickly? Producer Zoe, if Carrie paid you
No, I don't.
$20 a day,
I want to be able to do
would
it
you
myself.
Then just do it.
I'm busy and I'm already rushing. I'm always late places, so I don't have time,
20
like
bucks
Belle
a
saying,
day.
to go, by the time I get home, I've got kids waiting for food. They're
40.
screaming in the back.
40 a day.
13, 10, 60. I'm not paying you. I just need some advice from people that have children on how I can keep my car clean.
And all of our callers that get on air today will
Yes,
get a beanie
they
as well.
Carrie and Tommy.
Yeah, that is where you're at for your Tuesday afternoon. And if you need a side hustle, well, Carrie needs her car cleaned.
No,
so.
I just can't work out how to keep it clean. You'd think after all these years of having kids, I had a what was the phrase producer Belle used?
A cleaner.
No, a process.
A process.
I just don't have a process and my car has permanently got crap in it. Jake, what do you do?
It's not me, it's the wife. We have 4 kids and a Honda Odyssey, and we've just learned to make the mess a part of our lives.
Yeah.
Ah.
See, that's what I've been doing for a long time, Jake, but I'm starting to feel a bit judged.
Yeah, well, you just embrace it.
So
people realise you got 4 kids, and yeah, that's it.
So, Jakey, I think that's fair enough, and I completely agree with you. I think the sticking point that we have with Carrie is how much of the mess is actually caused by the kids. In your instance, if it was just you, would the car be spotless?
Oh, yeah, it'd be spotless, because in our car, it's just Happy Meal boxes, Happy Meal toys,
Yeah.
and just that's it.
And that's just for you, Jake.
Yeah, and the 7-Eleven Slurpee cup as well. That's the kids.
Hey-
Definitely not me.
Jake, you
So
know...
do you never have coffee cups in your car?
Yeah, I guess I do. Yeah.
Yeah. So
but-
what point, how many do you get before you take them out?
Well, when I do the petrol thing. I mean,
Yeah,
my
okay.
car is messy as well.
Right.
Jake, do you know, this is just for me and you, and it's just a little bit of outrage. The other night, in the wee hours of the morning, I thought Happy Meals were a fantastic idea to order from Macca's. Do you know they didn't even fold the boxes up? I just got, flat-packed boxes.
I've had them in a bag before. They
Yeah.
just throw the toy in the bag and that's left their food.
Yeah, I had to fold. I had to fold my own box.
Oh, so you got 2 toys.
Don't look at it positively.
Thanks,
Jackie.
Jake. What about Sammy? Hey, Sam.
Hey guys, how you going?
Does your car look like an absolute pit of terror?
It 100% does, and I'm so sorry I don't have any tips or tricks, but I just wanted to let you know, Carrie, that you're not alone. Recently, I cleaned my car out for the first time in probably, I'm going to say, 6 months.
Mm.
And I found a packet of nuggets from Macca's, a 6-pack, behind my daughter's car seat. And I tell you what, they weren't even mouldy. They were in the exact same condition as what they were when we purchased them.
See, you could keep, if you ever got stuck and you had to hide away in the car, you'd have some food there, Sam.
Well,
Smart.
How were they, Sam?
They were stone cold, like obviously stone cold, but so hard, like concrete. It was terrifying. I threw them straight in the bin.
Okay, well, I would definitely have a nugget somewhere, but I just don't know how many. I don't reckon I have a full box. No one in my family would leave a full box.
No one's leaving a full. But I don't reckon that's a deliberate left box. I reckon someone's dropped their box of nugs and hasn't realised.
Oh my God, the car seat. When you sometimes tip upside down a car seat, it is enough to make you spew. It is disgusting, the stuff that's in the crevices.
Hey, can we go to a fast food place? I've never got a big meal. Like, you know, the family meals?
Oh, yeah, I love a big meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to get a big box at KFC, one of those big family boxes.
Can we do that sometime?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Okay.
Jess, what's your idea for me for how to keep my car clean?
So I have 2 young boys who love Hot Wheels.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a bit of a mean mum. What I do is I hide the remote controls for the TV, and unless they clean up all their crap from the car, including all the Hot Wheels under the seats, they won't get the remote control.
That's good. Because...
And does it work?
Isn't it? Yes, it totally does, because they want to watch Spidey and
right.
You know, Netflix and all the things, and unless they take all their rubbish, all their Happy Meal crap, they just won't get the remote.
So, Jess, I think it's a fantastic idea. I just need to have a quick word with my co-host,
The other thing
Carrie.
that my kids leave everywhere is their fake eyelashes all over the car.
True.
Doesn't Ollie rock up at school and wondering why he's missing them?
I obviously take them off on the way home from work, and then I find them later, and I'm like, oh, they're just so gross.
Gary, can I ask you about Jess's idea? What are the chances if you hid all the remotes that
we'd
you would
never find
you'd
them
forget
again.
where you hid them?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
They're lost on a daily basis.
Okay.
One
Beanie,
more call.
Yep.
Beanie's coming, all their way.
G'day, Chris.
G'day, how you going?
Yeah, pretty good. Have you got a tip for Carrie to resurrect her car?
Yeah. Oh, my kids are both under 3.
Mm-hmm.
What we do is those scented nappy bags.
Mm-hmm.
We get one of them each, give them to them, and then whoever puts the most rubbish in at the end of the drive gets a caramello koala.
That is...
Can I be in on the game too? Do I get one of the little baggies so I can get a caramello koala too?
Yeah, look, if you want.
Yeah.
So hang on. Has
Oh,
this
no,
gone
hold on.
from
I'm not in
cleaning
Chris's
your
family,
car?
am I?
No,
This
I
is
think,
my own
No,
car.
I'm sorry. I think you are now, Carrie.
What?
I think
In
you're in
Chris's
Chris's family
family.
now.
Yeah, it sounds like he's got a clean car. I'll go in that family.
Okay.
Carrie and Tommy. Carrie and Tommy.
Yes, that is where you're at for your Tuesday afternoon.
Beanies are on sale for Carrie's Beanies for Brain Cancer. Go to carriesbeaniesforbraincancer.com, or right now they're online, or in-store at Tacuba from tomorrow. All money raised going towards our Brain Cancer Centre. Every caller that gets on air today is getting a beanie. Adam, how you going, Adam?
I'm going well. Yourself?
Oh, Adam, I'm scared to ask why you are such a supporter of my campaign. Can you tell us a bit about your daughter?
Yeah. So 1,264 days ago, we lost our beautiful Maddy, 23 years old, to GBM4, absolutely horrible disease. She was diagnosed, or they found the tumour a week after her 22nd birthday, a week after she got engaged. Tough time, but, just on behalf of my wife, Julia, Maddy's sister, Sheridan, we just wanted to say thank you so much for everything you do. We would love to see a cure because it's horrific, and until you've lived through it, it's tough.
Was that during COVID as well, Adam?
So 2020 was a horrible year. Like, my wife, Julia, had endometrial cancer in January. And then COVID knocked on the door, and then, Maddy got sick in August. So
did that change how you were able to farewell Maddy and her treatment and everything during that time? Did it make it even more challenging?
It did. I also want to thank the oncology team at Gold Coast Uni Hospital, especially our little angel, Anita Cox, because during COVID you could only have one visitor and stuff like that. But we were lucky to have Anita support us, and Julia and I were allowed to go up, or Julia and Sheridan were allowed to go up, and we used to ask for a room that was close to a car park, and Sheridan used to come and write signs to Maddy, and so it was terrible.
Oh, well, Adam, I'm sorry we didn't get a cure in time for Maddy, but we're doing our best, and with the Brain Cancer Centre, I'm hopeful there'll be some more effective treatments around the corner for other families, and all the best with everything, and thanks so much for calling up.
Just keep doing what you're doing. You're amazing.
Thanks, Adam.
Carrie and Tommy.
Now, because I have talked about this on the show before, but some more examples have come to light.
Okay.
And I want to bring them because I think it's funny.
Okay.
So I don't know if you remember, but my friend had told me once, Carrie, a friend of both of ours, he told me, he said, mate, if you ever have a kid, make sure you watch every single word that you say while your missus is in labour, because if you misstep, they will remember that misstep for the rest.
The missus will, or the child when it's birthing?
Yeah,
when it's born.
I think you can work that one out, Carrie.
No,
You
I don't
think
really
that-
understand.
What do you mean? The missus will remember.
Yeah, right.
The kid's not going to remember. It's a newborn.
Oh, sorry, this is what I was trying to work out, whether you have to be careful of your words, as in swear words or something, because the kid comes out and later down the track says those words. Sorry, I was confused. Belle was just as confused. Yeah, I thought it was like spiritual. Yeah.
Oh,
anyway,
no, sorry.
okay.
No, if you say the wrong thing, your missus will remember that.
Of
And bring
course.
it up in arguments.
I mean,
for
if you look the wrong way,
20
if you make the
years
wrong
to
sound,
come.
if you make the wrong
Yes.
face.
So what he said was, after she'd been in labour for about 6 hours, he said to one of the nurses, excuse me, is there any chance I could get a chair? My feet are killing me. and he said, there is not an argument that goes by when she doesn't end with, and how are your feet? Do you need to sit down? You need to sit down for the rest of this argument?
I text one of my mates when they were at the hospital and said, how's it all going? And really, obviously, I was asking about his wife. And he was like, man, it's pretty hard to sleep in a chair.
Oh, it's so funny you said that, because I posted this chat that I was having for my Who's Cutting Onions, I'm Not Crying, I'm Just Cutting Onions show, and I was chatting with Nick Cody, of course, father, about this. And people started commenting, and this one made me laugh so much. Alana said her husband was complaining that the aircon was on too strong and he was too cold to have a nap because it was taking a while.
Oh, men are stupid, aren't they?
Another one went on to say it was obviously very pointed, but she went on to say to all the men out there, do not, I repeat, do not at any point during the birthing process say, oh, this is like running a marathon, isn't it?
I remember my obstetrician saying he reckons husbands get in the way at childbirth. He said they either faint or they're just annoying and they get in the way. He goes, I reckon births would be better without them in the room.
Oh, brutal, but fair. 13 10 60. What did your hubby say while you were giving birth that you'll never forget for the rest of your life? Give us a call.
Carrie and Tommy.
What did your husband say when you were giving birth?
Yes.
That you've never forgotten and you've never let him forget.
Yes, my friend asked the midwife if there was a chair around because he'd been standing and his legs were sore. One of the ladies commented and said her hubby asked if the air conditioning could get turned off because it was too cold for him to have a nap.
I reckon a lot would ask if there's food, they're hungry.
Yeah.
I reckon.
I think I would.
I mean, you don't want a hangry man helping you in labour, so maybe it's okay. Just go out into the corridor, find the food, eat it, then come back in. I reckon.
I reckon I'd be having these chats like this, babe. Can I get anything for you? Do you need any food? When
Uber
she
Eats?
says no, I'm like, anything? I'll just get some food just in case you get hungry straight away. G'day.
Amanda,
Hello.
what did your hubby say during labour?
I'm calling because my daughter's just had a baby at 19 minutes past 1 this afternoon.
Oh!
In Sydney. I know.
What's her name, did you say?
She's just had a baby. Her name's Georgia.
Cute.
I know, little Victoria Rose was born. I don't even know why I called up, but I listen to you guys every day.
It's pretty exciting.
I just thought I had to share it with you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good
yeah,
on you,
Amanda, we love it.
Hey, Mum and Bub all well?
Apparently, yeah, I'll do a little fly up to Sydney where I live in Hobart.
Okay.
Did you hear anything about what the hubby said in labour?
Well, she's had a cesarean.
Oh.
But when my first daughter was born, I'm just stopping at ballet actually to pick up my first grandchild, and I flew to Melbourne on Christmas morning for $48 and helped her deliver her first baby.
Well, you've done well on that airfare.
So we were so like the Griswolds.
Yes.
Like, it was so fun.
Amanda, you sound very posh.
Oh, not really.
Amanda, what do you have a preferred brand of champagne?
Verve, darling.
Yes, I thought it was going to be Verve. I love you, Amanda.
I just actually have to say, I've got 3 children. Now I'm older now. Of course, I've got 3 grandchildren, but I just had to phone and tell you guys. I don't even know why I picked up the phone and called.
Well, we're so glad you did.
Yeah,
we're
I'm
happy
glad
to share in your happiness, Amanda. Also, a beanie for every caller, so a beanie coming your way.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Good
Have a
on
good
you,
day.
Amanda.
Pass on our regards, Amanda.
Thank you. I think you guys are amazing. You make me laugh every afternoon, and I just love you.
I
good
love
on
you,
you,
Amanda.
Amanda.
Thank you very much. Absolute sweetheart.
so funny.
G'day, Steph.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, gotcha.
All right, so my husband, so I'm in hospital, not in labour quite yet, and he was laying on the couch next to me and asked if we could swap beds because he's back there. That was the lead up to me then going into labour, and he said, how long do you reckon this is going to take to put his on? And I was like, this is our first baby, mate.
Did you swap beds?
I know, he laid next to me and my pregnant belly hung off the side.
I reckon a lot of hubbies would have asked how long it's going to take because they've got to move the car. Because there's never good parking around hospitals, and there'd be a lot of them going, my 2 hours running out soon. Can you
Yes.
give it a big push?
100%. Good on you, Steph. Thank you. G'day, Lise. Yep.
Hi.
Hi.
So it's my mum and dad, and
Yeah.
it was their first child, and mum was just about to push, and dad said, can you hold on? I'm eating my bacon and eggs, and I'm watching the early bird show.
What's the early bird show? Is that a TV show?
Well, this was back in 1986,
Yeah,
so
right.
it was like the early bird show on TV,
Oh, my
but it was
God.
really an inconvenience.
And
That's so
obviously your
good.
mum just clenched and held on, yeah, Lise?
Clearly, held on to, just to make sure he could finish that bacon and eggs.
Of course.
And you
of
don't want
course.
to miss a second of the early birds. Good stuff. Thank you, Lise. G'day, Angie.
Hello, how are we?
Yeah, good. What happened?
So I'd just given birth, and the midwife asked, will you be doing this again? Having another birth. I said, no bloody way. And the ex-partner turned around and said, that's all right, I'll just get your cousin pregnant while my dad was in the room, and my cousin.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're no longer together.
No, good.
Is he with
But,
Is he with your cousin?
no way. Not with a 10-foot pole, mate.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, that was a real roller coaster
I
ride there,
know.
Angie.
We're doing
Also, it's very rare to have your dad in the birthing suite.
Oh, we're pretty close.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, he was more concerned about me, so.
Aww.
Yeah.
What did your
Especially after
dad
that.
What did your dad do when he said that?
Still says it to this day. Reminds me.
Why you shouldn't be with him.
Yeah, but my dad was kind of just like ghostly, like, whoa, did that just happen? But yeah, he reminds me still.
God, such a special time. Isn't it?
Carrie and Tommy. Carrie and Tommy.
For your Tuesday afternoon, it is Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little for the drive home.
Yep, and beanies are on sale. We're giving them
Yes.
away to our callers all this show. Go to carriesbeanies@braincancer.com or in-store at DeCuba tomorrow. And I've just realised you've got the letters BC behind you in big balloons. I've got CB,
Yes.
but yours looks like it's before Christ.
Yes.
Or maybe it's before Carrie.
Yes.
And I've got my name, Carrie Bickmore.
Or no, that's not.
Or what?
No. Because a CMB is when you tag something.
Yes, I drew one on live TV.
Yeah, there you go. Because
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking. That
Of
also.
course you were. Yes.
Mm.
What's coming up?
Stuff.
Have you forgotten how to do radio? Why are you going mute? What's coming up?
You just got C and B's going around.
Carrie, I'm so glad you asked. Coming up next, we have. Well, I've already stuffed up what's coming up next. I planned it to be a big reveal.
Yep.
And I've already revealed it, and no one's commented. So we're off
reveal
to
it again.
A bad
Up
start.
there.
Carrie and Tommy.
Around Australia for your drive home, it's Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little.
Because as you know, no radio show does visual content quite as well as us.
Sometimes we forget we're not on TV. You can
Yes.
find us at our Insta, though, at Carrie and Tommy.
I know, and I rock up wearing a full face that often.
Actually, today I am in a full face because I've got to go on The Project tonight.
Ooh.
Channel 10. First time back since I left.
That's exciting.
Yes, but
Vicky.
I do have a full face. We don't normally have full faces of makeup.
I do my eyes.
Of course.
What's the one
you
you
look
put
with
under?
lashes.
What's the one? Eyeliner. That's the one I'm mad for.
I was going to
Bit
say
emo.
bags.
Why don't they have no? Sorry.
Under your eyes.
Oh, geez. Okay.
I was like, you don't put those under your eyes. They're just there.
Yeah, they're there. So, Carrie, I prepared an amazing bit of visual content for you today. I was going to reveal an item of clothing, and I was going to tell you about the item of clothing, and I was going to tell you some of its specs, and then I was going to see if you could guess what it was, and then I was going to put it on. And it got a bit cold in the studio, and I've just put it on already.
Yeah, your jumper.
Yeah.
This is a new one. We haven't seen this one before.
You have.
Oh, have we? When?
This jumper has an infamous backstory with this show.
Does it?
It's been worn once.
Just for everyone listening,
It's an old man sweater. Is that fair?
it's a grey sweater. No
It's a
collars or
knit,
anything. It's
really.
a knit.
It's a knit.
Sorry,
Yeah.
it's a knit. And
Yeah.
it's got pockets where pockets would be at a hoodie. Actually,
But
sorry,
they go
no.
backwards.
The pockets are up
hang on.
chest height,
Have I
not
got it
even
on?
lower down like a hoodie.
Maybe
you
I've
got it
on
around the right
backwards.
way?
No, I've got it on the right way. The pockets
Yeah.
go backwards.
But like, sorry, they're at the front, but you know how a pocket normally goes down and then
They're
forward.
kind of
They
like
go down and back.
Under
can't
your
put-
armpits, really.
Where your rib cages is.
They're more for, so I can't put my hands in it comfortably because they go backwards. It's more for if someone's hugging you, they would.
Oh, that's
pocket
cute.
up.
Pop their hands in.
What
Yes,
if you
put
fold
them
your
in.
arms? Then your
Oh
hands
my
kind of slot
gosh,
right in.
Jesse,
That
that's
is-
exactly what it is.
What a great idea.
To keep my hands warm when I go for a walk.
But you can't walk with your arms crossed like that.
That is an old
You need to
man
swing,
thing, though.
It
Like,
is,
if
though.
you
You
saw
need
an
to
old
swing your
man-
arms. But you won't need gloves anymore.
This is
Because when you're yelling at people from your front lawn, that's exactly what you do. You'd fold your arms like that and you'd tell
Over the
kid,
fence.
Yeah.
Get off my land.
Zachary, I know it's you.
Yeah.
I saw you taking the kumquats.
How long you been growing kumquats for?
Not long
Yeah,
enough.
you used to have kumquats. They're the little orange things,
They're
aren't
the
they?
super sour
Yeah.
things that are more fun for throwing at friends than eating. So here's the thing about this jumper, Carrie. This is the second time I've worn it ever. Do you remember the first time?
I don't have a.
Yeah, I was just
You know, I've
thinking,
got
I
a
don't remember it
terrible
at all.
memory, though.
It might have been pre your time, Jesse boy.
So it's more than 5 years that you've had this.
I don't want to dead name you too much, but I
Ah.
think it could have been Buzz sitting in your chair.
What happened with this jumper?
I was overseas and I needed a jumper, and so I went into a shop.
Oh my God, is this the expensive one that you spent so much money on?
So, Jesse boy, it was a tad cold, and I was going out to a concert.
Were you in London?
I was.
Yeah.
And I had just a thin jacket, and I got outside and I'm like, oh, it's really cold. There's a clothes store here. And so I went into the clothes store and I just tried this on. Didn't particularly like it. But
Oh my God, you know what's even worse about this? I was on the show at this point.
Oh, you were? Were you here? Oh, you just weren't in London
Yeah, I
at
wasn't
that
in
point.
London.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I do apologise. Yes. You were not there in, yes, you were there in presence. No, not in presence.
You were there down the line in Australia.
You were in Australia.
Your voice was there.
Yes. And
You
they
can't
asked me
take
if
your
I...
hands out of your pockets now,
That's
can you?
wonderful. They asked me if I wanted to keep the tags because I said, I'm just going to put it on now. And I said, why would anybody keep the tag? And he said, oh, it's a collector's item for some people. And at that point,
That's a collector's item.
and at that point, I was worried, Carrie. And
I'm trying to remember how
I've
much
got
it
the jump.
was now.
Yeah,
keep
I'm
in
really
mind,
trying to figure it out too.
I've got the jumper on because I've said I'll just wear it.
Yeah.
And he's offered me the tags as
Yeah.
a collector's item. And then the price came up on the till, and I thought, I can't say no now. He's cut the tags off, and I'm wearing the jumper. This was $1,300 Australian dollars.
My God, I never remember it being that. $1,300 for that. And it's aerated. It's got all those holes in it. That's not even a full jumper you've bought.
Carrie, just so
Well, it is. Look at all the holes in it.
Yeah. Just so you know, the fact that I haven't worn this in, 4 or 5 years, I'm not happy about any of
You
it.
should wear it more often. You've got to get some wears out of it.
Does it even look good?
Yeah, it looks great. Yeah, it looks really good. You should wear it. You think you need to wear it more often.
Does
If
it?
not, there'd be an old man who'd take it in a second. It'd suit him.
Yeah.
Carrie and Tommy.
Do Carrie Tommy know about songs and hits? When it comes to music, do they know their stuff? Have they paid attention to the music through the years? It's time now for the music trivia quiz. I said it's time now for the music trivia quiz.
Because are you ready to be quizzed?
Always.
When's the last time you competed in a trivia at the pub?
I never get asked to go to trivia at the pub. I am such a slow thinker that I've come up with the answer as we're nearing the end of the trivia night. I'm like, you know that question 1? I've remembered it. And they're like, yeah, we've heard the answer and we've all moved on to question 40.
But you know you could invite other people to the trivia night. You don't have to sit at home waiting for the phone to ring.
No, I don't reckon it's for me.
Okay.
Music trivia, though, I do like.
Well, you'll love this one, of course, to celebrate your Beanies being released today. Carrie's Beanies for braincancer.com. Grab one. The quiz was going to be beanie focused.
Yes.
That proved a little tough. So
There's not many songs with beanies in it.
It's headwear focused.
Okay, great.
Question number 1, the Rolling Stones released Hold On To Your Hat in 1989. But all the way back in 1962, Mick Jagger, Keith Richards and Brian Jones first called themselves the what before settling on the Rolling Stones? Was it A, the Green Guys, B, the Blue Boys, C, the Magenta Males, or D, the Lilac Lads?
The something males.
The Blue Boys.
The Blue Boys. What a terrible name.
Marvin Gaye's, question number 2, Marvin Gaye's Wherever I Lay My Hat, and then in brackets, that's my home, peaked at number 9 on the Aussie charts in 1982.
Wherever I lay my hat, that's my home.
Pretty easy to stake a claim on something, isn't it?
Just put your hat down.
Yeah.
God, I leave my hats everywhere too. I'd have all these homes I didn't know about.
But at age 31, amidst a music hiatus, Gaye attempted to try for what professional sport?
Oh, I reckon squash.
Squash?
Squash. Is that a professional sport, squash?
The answer is, you won't believe it, the NFL.
Marvin Gaye.
He set out to become a wide receiver for the Detroit Lions.
How cool.
But the Lions coach, Joe Schmidt, didn't want to put him in harm's way and refused to let him try out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's an interesting place to be.
Question number 3. This one Sammy clearly got, was really reaching to make the theme work. The often beanie-clad Mac Miller released this song in 2011.
Baby, you could wear my hat. Make sure you give it back to me. Baby, you could wear my hat. Just make sure you give it back.
So good. 2 years later, he featured on whose debut single, The Way? Here is just his verse on the song.
Feel so fine, make you feel so fine. I hope you hit me on my celly.
I love this song.
You a princess to the public, but a
You should know this. It's Mac Miller. Think of the most...
Big Mac.
What? Ariana Grande.
They were giving me this song. Isn't that a Big Mac?
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys
that
need
was
to come up
Making Out.
with... Oh, Making Out.
Yeah,
Oh,
'cause they were together.
That's right. They were
Yes,
together.
yes, yes. Final question, very quick one, Carrie. Bob Dylan released Leopard Skin Pillbox Hat all the way back in 1969, almost 60 years ago. At 83 years old, Bob has won an Oscar. The Presidential Medal of Freedom was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and is the only musician to win what renowned international award?
The Nobel.
The Nobel Prize is correct. He won it in literature for his poetry.
Carrie and Tommy.
Richard Scolyer joins me a little later on this hour to chat with his wife together for the first time about his brain cancer diagnosis. But it is Beanie Day. All of our callers get a beanie today. Katie, how are you?
I'm really good. How are you guys?
Good. What beanie do you want? Do you want one of our green ones, a double pom-pom, the unisex grey? What would go with your outfit, Katie?
Oh, look, I would have any. It's not really about me today, though. We've been waiting for these to go on sale because every single year for the last 5 years we've bought one as a family of 5. And this year is pretty special. My daughters one turns 10 next Tuesday and one turns 13, and each year we separately ask them what they'd like on their birthday list so that they don't double up. And both of my daughters this year have said, oh my God, Carrie's Beanies for Brain Cancers, they're coming out on sale on the 20th, and they put them both straight on the top of their list.
Oh, Katie.
So we are, we're a family that I lost my uncle 6 years ago from brain cancer. It was 5 weeks from when he was first diagnosed to when he passed away.
Oh.
And we also had a family friend who was diagnosed at 32 years old. And he passed away, unfortunately. But, it's something that's really close to our hearts. And to know that my girls put them on the top of their list was
so
pretty
beautiful,
special.
Katie. Well, let me give one for all of you from our collection today to thank you for buying them every year. Buying for a family of 5 is not cheap. And having done that year after year, I couldn't be more thankful. So thank you so much.
Carrie and Tommy. Carrie and Tommy.
Around Australia for your Tuesday afternoon, it is Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little.
I'm hoping a lot of you know the name Richard Scolyer. He was last year's Joint Australian of the Year after his work improving survival rates for melanoma patients. And he also applied his own research to try and treat his brain cancer diagnosis that he was diagnosed with in 2023. I had the chance to catch up with Richard for a one-on-one a few weeks ago, shortly before scans showed a progression of his tumour. It is the first time Richard has sat down to talk alongside his wife, Katie, and I had the pleasure of chatting to them both about something deeply personal to them. For the first time, I think, ever, Richard Scolyer and your wife Katie together in an interview. This is lovely.
It is fantastic. I couldn't be proud of doing something like this with Katie today.
How comfortable do you feel being here, Katie?
Yeah, it could take a little bit of getting used to, but I'm here.
What's Katie like normally behind closed doors? Is she the chatterbox or is she?
Yep, she's the chatterbox, makes everyone very happy. She's a good talker, and I couldn't be happier to be sitting next to her.
Well, the first thing I noticed when I saw you is your incredible smile. You've got the most welcoming face. I can imagine what you're going through together, and it is going through together. Cancer has a ripple effect on an entire family and friends and community. For you, Richard, waking up next to this beautiful smiley face every day must make it just that little bit easier to have that support.
Yeah, absolutely. In truth, like you say, it is a tough journey, goes up and down. Easy times and not so easy times, and whatever happens, Kate's been standing, sitting, whatever, by my side and helping me get through. And to be honest, I didn't expect to still be alive such a long time into the period. And thanks to Kate, we're here.
We've heard your story, and you talk about what it was like that moment when you were had your epileptic fit overseas when you were at the conference and the subsequent diagnosis. What was that like for you, Katie? Like, I mean, other than completely and utterly shocked, what's the sort of journey since then been like for you?
I guess it's been totally strange because from that moment, everything changes and you never go back to how you were before or your sort of naivety with how things can change and how dramatically they can change and what an impact that one thing, that one moment has on everyone around Richard, the kids, family, friends, and for Richard himself. So, but I guess at the time, you just look one moment ahead. You do what needs to be done, and then after that, you do what needs to be done. And so many people stepping in to help you along the way, right from the moment he had the seizure in Poland. There were people that just stepped in and you see, the great kindness of people from all over the world just there for other people. So
having children and when you have any form of medical condition for anyone, the amount of appointments and all the things means kind of everything's quite busy and you move on. Have you had a moment to sit and think about like what has actually been happening for you guys as a family and Richard's diagnosis, or is it a distraction kind of every day with the busyness of what's going on?
All of the above, if you ask me. That work's obviously changed for me about doing casual diagnostic work and things. So that's been disappointing in part, but there's other opportunities that have come up. Kate's been incredibly supportive of getting me through the various things that have happened. So I'm very appreciative of that. But definitely life's changed.
What was that moment like for you guys when you found, I know, Richard, you've had some disappointing news with the recurrence of the brain tumour. Are you in that meeting together when the doctor says to you where things are at?
Yep.
Yeah. And I guess you get that inkling a moment or two beforehand
and you see
of
their face.
What they're about to say. And yeah.
I was going to say the scan that showed this recurrence was a big deal, and I hadn't had any for more than a year. And
gosh, that's a big weight, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
So, 75% of people are dead within a year, and I think that was up to 18 months or whatever, a bit longer. So with that coming up, I just felt a little bit different. So I was more nervous than ever before, and then we made a video just before I went from the clinician to go and see the radiologist to go and see the clinicians, and we didn't know the result at that stage, and we did a little video that I put up on social media, nervous about what it might show, and then sure enough, an hour or two later we found out.
And what did the doctor say? What?
They're up and open and honest, telling us that the scan shows what looks like a recurrence in the inner part of my brain where the we call it medial aspect, but the inner part of the brain where part of my brain had been taken out, and it looked worrying. You can't be 100% sure until you've had a biopsy, but the evidence was pointing towards that, so we had to walk down that route to confirm the diagnosis and then take further treatment.
And what was that like for you, Katie, when they said it was in fact a recurrence?
I guess, again, everything changes. You know, you once the first scan, they then had to do subsequent scans or different types of imaging to confirm the diagnosis, and then Richard had surgery. Yeah, but again, everything changed all over again for the family. And
how does your mindset change from? Obviously, there's a lot of hope. Your story has been filled with hope. And then I was watching an interview with you just the other day, and it felt a little bit like that hope had gone from your face when I saw you speaking. And I thought it must be hard, because when you've got hope, it drives you every day. And when someone says to you, this is not working anymore, where do you change your mindset to? Like, what do you focus on now?
I guess it certainly makes a change in your potential outlook. And that has been tough. I haven't given up. There's still opportunities out there. I guess that's a reflection of many people, and me included. And the fact I'm still alive and that three of us are able to have a conversation today, it gives me some hope.
Up next, more of my chat with Richard Scolyer and his wife Katie, where we find out more from Katie about how she's managing the challenge of Richard's brain cancer.
Carrie and Tommy.
Your Tuesday afternoon, it is Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little for the drive home.
And you've just joined me in the middle of an interview with last year's Joint Australian of the Year, Richard Scolyer. I sat down with him and his wife Katie to find out how he's going with his brain cancer. Katie, what have you noticed? I mean, how long have you guys been together now?
Maybe 23 years.
Amazing.
Yeah, look, I'm quite grateful that Richard, even from the beginning, he was, and also grateful for his sake that he was still able to participate in making decisions and moving things forward. I mean, it was his organisation and multiple phone calls that got us back from Poland.
Yeah.
So he's a doer when he sees a challenge or needs something to be done. And all through last year, he could, didn't see much difference, to the old Richard. Since the recurrence, it's just the little memory things that's been a bit more challenging. Not that it's caused a problem at all, but bit of tiredness. But he's still, and with the brain cancer, it can present in so many ways, cause different effects for everyone. So it's nice to be able to see Richard still able to
be himself and
and give back, get involved, advocate, all these things that are just part of who he is. So
some families don't, when there's a cancer diagnosis in the family, don't really like to talk about it a lot. It's too painful for them, or they just don't. They sort of would prefer, understandably, to have their head in the sand a little bit about and just stay on that journey. I would imagine for yours, and correct me if I'm wrong, because of your medical background, is your family a lot more open do you all talk about the realities as a family, or are you yeah
straight up, I guess. Yeah.
Because it can be quite painful to talk about, but I feel like you guys would be quite frank about it.
Yeah, I think I spilt the beans a couple of times early on when we were over in the Eastern Bloc when it came out.
Poland.
Kate wasn't even there, and I stupidly told the kids up front. But anyway, Katie
Parenting 101.
Katie was around and kindly sort of resolved the issues with them, and I guess it shocked them all at the start.
Yeah.
I forget. There's something else I was going to bring up about what were we talking about before, the
just
parents' journeys and
whether you're open about it in the family, whether you're frank in the family, or whether you.
Look, I think the kids are at a point too where they want to know.
Yeah.
So they're like with the recurrence when it wasn't quite clear, wasn't definite. They're like, give it to us how it is. What have the different doctors said? What does that mean? And I think they felt reassured that they knew the degree of uncertainty Richard had and that we had. And then they didn't have to go looking for extra information. We just told them everything they want to know, and they've been great in dealing with that. And Richard's a pretty upfront person, so he can't really keep anything a secret or, gloss over it. He's like down to the, nuts and bolts.
There's a couple of other things I was going to say was we talk about my short-term memory as not being so good. So this is an example of me struggling with it. Now I'm forgetting the two examples. So one around being open and honest. I guess that was there from the beginning and they seem to like the idea, and it's easy relatively from our perspective as doctors, we both understand the disease from the same perspective. The other thing I was going to mention was this type of treatment, what we call in medicine as neoadjuvant immunotherapy. So it's giving the drugs before the treatment's removed. And that's a big deal because we know in what we've seen in melanoma, if you give these drugs before the tumour's excised, so in melanoma it's metastatic tumour, they have a much better effect than if you take the same drug, the same amount of tumour out and then give the drug. So there's no difference in the type of treatment that you get. You just take it all out at the start or wait for 6 weeks on drug and then take it out. And we saw incredible data that this is much more effective than what you see in novel immunotherapy. So it made a lot of sense to go down this route. And when Georgina put it on the table, do you want to do this? From our perspective, there's a group of us who work in this field. Georgina is a med-onc and me as a pathologist, surgeons, many others. It was a no-brainer to me to go and give it a crack and see if we could make a difference using this technique. And, yeah, here we are.
We'll have more with Richard Scolyer, Joint Australian of the Year, and his wife Katie after this break, including how his perspective on life has changed since his terminal diagnosis.
Carrie and Tommy.
Around Australia for your Tuesday afternoon, it is Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little.
And you're about to hear the final part of my interview with Richard Scolyer and his wife Katie. Richard Scolyer was last year's Joint Australian of the Year. He is battling brain cancer at the moment and has found out that there has been a progression in his tumour. It's an incredibly tough time for his family, and you'll hear the last part of our chat with Richard and Katie now. You love running. We're about to do a marathon, the Big Five in South Africa, which I was wanting you to be involved in, but obviously you can't for very, very understanding reasons. But you are a big runner and you've been doing the park run. Do you have any tips for me for surviving a run through the African jungle? I'm doing the half marathon. Others are doing the full marathon.
I've heard you're a legend runner and you'll have no trouble whatsoever from doing
That's a lie, but
It's a beautiful lie.
That's what they say amongst your staff. Who've seen you run.
What's the greatest running adventure you've done? You've done a few.
I like doing half Ironman triathlons, so I've done many of those.
Oh, my God.
I always thought when I'd retire or start winding down work, when I got into my 60s, I'd start doing the full course triathlons and I got a great mate called Jim Finlay who still lives in Tassie. We were always against each other after we stopped playing footy, and him and I were going to go to Hawaiian.
Oh, the
Ironman.
Hawaiian one, yeah.
And compete against each other as we've done many times before. But I guess it's not going to pan out now.
Oh, so, well, you never know, but maybe he can carry on that legacy over there. So has he done it or he's not done it?
Yeah, he's done it twice before, and I haven't done it before. So it's
hard.
For me in work, well, Jim and I are basically neck and neck in all our races, but to train for a full course
it's such
over
a
half,
commitment, isn't it? Time.
it's hard work, and I don't know. I guess I use that as an excuse why I can't do him at try a full course.
People talk about when they've had a diagnosis like you, that it completely changes their perspective on life. Has it done that for you, or has it just affirmed the things that you already knew you loved?
It was two and yes and no sort of thing. Some things, that makes you reassure what you've been doing and committing to. We talked about it before, 25 years of melanoma work. So, I'm passionate about that and using that knowledge to try and make a difference. And, I know that I'm not going to be alive longer. We talked about it before, 75% of people who are not alive at 1 year. So to get out to 2 years, I feel proud of that's happened. I want to make a difference. But there's other parts of my life that I love and I haven't been able to spend as much time in because of different changes in my brain and signing out cases and helping others. So that's been sad.
Yeah, you missed the work side that was,
But other things have been turned around, like spending time with Katie and the kids. Katie's been incredibly generous to support me through this vision, spending more time with the kids than we've been able to. That's been fantastic. And
do you do some new things together as a family that you've never done before? Is there anything?
Yeah, we do, Kate.
Well, yes. Earlier this year, our youngest, Lucy, she's still at school, and she'd say, Dad, I'll finish study, you finish work, I'll meet you in the city. And the two of them would go and find some great new place to eat, or he was trying, I don't know, is it mochi ice cream or something?
Yes, my kids love that.
Yeah. So that's, been a nice thing for them to do. And, last year he did a triathlon with Emily and Matthew, our older two, and
we've done a few good things.
Look, just cherishing or really enjoying those things and appreciating them. Yeah.
Before we go, is there something you'd like to say to each other or about each other that you'd like the nation and the world to understand about each other and what you mean to each other?
Katie's a wonderful person. I feel so proud and happy that she's supporting me as we go through this difficult period. And, everyone's life's only got a set period with one person. Make the most of it, okay? Even after I leave this world. Thanks.
Yeah. And I feel, very grateful to have shared so many adventures with Rich, and I think we'll all take his adventurous spirit, his zest for, trying new things, giving anything a go. I think we can all, get something from that. So.
Maybe you can go to Hawaii, Katie. You can carry on the baton and do it rather than...
I'm very good at clapping.
Thank you to both of you. Thank you for everything you've done personally and professionally. And it's always lovely to see you. And I truly hope we get to meet again.
Thank you.
Oh, it was such an emotional interview with Richard and Katie. If you want to hear the full interview, we have put it up as a special podcast on our podcast at the Listener app. And I should say that since that interview, unfortunately, Richard had documented on his Instagram that there has been a progression of his tumour. He's still feeling hopeful, though, and we pass on our absolute best wishes to Richard and his entire family.
Yeah, we do. We wish them all the best. Of course, 10 years is a long time for you to be raising money. And there have been countless stories like Richard's over the years, and it's just a sobering reminder of why the job isn't done.
Exactly.
And so go grab yourself a beanie. They're in Decuba from tomorrow, or you can order them online now. Carrie's Beanies for braincancer.com.
Be quick, because they will sell out.
Is there a .au at the end of that, Carrie?
No, there is not.
Oh, look at her taking over the world.
It tricks me up often, and I've been doing it for 10 years.
Well, grab yourself a beanie, do a good thing. You're giving back, looking good, and keeping warm at the same time.
Thanks, everyone.
Follow Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little on socials at Carrie Tommy Show.
Bye.
Bye. Carrie and Tommy love a good deal, and CommBank Yellow has plenty. Cashbacks, discounts and exclusive deals. Just for banking with CommBank. Say hello to CommBank Yellow today.